Hey garden lovers, welcome back to the channel. If you're dreaming of a blooming garden but only have a small space to work with, I've got you covered. Today, we're diving into some practical, creative gardening ideas that make the most of even the tiniest spaces. From seedlings to a mini paradise, I'll show you everything you need to know to get started, so let's get growing. Let's kick things off with seedlings. Starting from seeds is perfect for small spaces because it lets you control what you're growing and saves on cost. You don't need anything fancy. Egg cartons, yogurt cups, and even paper rolls make great starter pots. Just fill each with soil, plant a seed, and water gently. Make sure they get a good amount of light, and soon, you'll have little green sprouts ready to go. Tip: if you're short on natural light, try setting up a simple grow light near your seedlings. They're affordable, and you can even find clip-on versions that work perfectly for small setups. Now that your seedlings are growing, let's talk vertical gardening, a lifesaver for small spaces. Growing upwards instead of outwards maximizes your planting area. Consider wall-mounted planters, stacked pots, or even a shelf garden for different layers. Vertical gardens are perfect for herbs, greens, and even smaller veggies. Tip: try using a trellis for climbing plants like peas, beans, or cucumbers. Not only does it save space, but it also looks amazing when they start vining up. Containers are your best friends when gardening in small spaces. Each plant can have its own pot, making it easy to care for each one individually. Look for compact plants like cherry tomatoes, peppers, herbs, and lettuces, all of which do well in pots. Tip: use containers that have good drainage. This is super important to prevent root rot. You can add a layer of rocks at the bottom or drill a few holes if the pot doesn't already have them. And remember, plants in containers may dry out faster than those in the ground, so keep an eye on the moisture and water regularly, especially in warm weather. Next up, let's make your garden more productive by combining plants. Certain plants grow well together, so you can plant more in one pot without overcrowding. This is called companion planting. For example, try planting basil with tomatoes. They not only grow well together but also help repel pests. Lettuce and radishes. Both can grow well in shallow containers and complement each other. Chives and carrots. Carrots benefit from the pest protection that chives provide. Be mindful of plant sizes. You don't want taller plants shading out smaller ones. Arrange them so each gets a fair share of sunlight. If you're running low on ground space, try hanging or window gardens. Hanging planters are great for trailing plants like strawberries, mint, or even flowers. And if you've got a sunny windowsill, that's prime real estate for herbs like basil, thyme, and parsley. Not only do these look beautiful, but they're also super convenient when you're cooking. With a small space garden, keeping up with maintenance is key. Regularly check your plants for pests and prune them to encourage healthy growth. Since space is limited, removing dead leaves and stems can keep things looking tidy and prevent overcrowding. Rotate your plants every few weeks to make sure they're getting even sunlight on all sides. And don't forget to fertilize. A small space garden still needs nutrients to stay vibrant. Finally, let's talk about adding color and blooms to your small space. Choose plants that flower at different times of the year so you always have something in bloom. Marigolds, pansies, and nasturtiums are fantastic options that can be easily grown in small containers. For a touch of green and texture, consider adding plants like ferns, succulents, or dwarf varieties of shrubs. For continuous blooms, deadhead spent flowers, and regularly check for signs of new growth. Who knew a small space could become such a garden paradise, right? Whether you have a small balcony, a tiny backyard, or even just a sunny windowsill, you can create a beautiful, productive garden. Let me know in the comments what plants you'll be adding to your small space. And if you enjoyed these tips, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more gardening ideas. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening!